What's going on, guys? Welcome to our part 2 of the Ionic 4 card matching game. And in today's episode, we're gonna go so far as to actually get our game working. Alright? And you can see here we actually get to choose the cards and they match. They already eliminate each other. And yeah, this is how far we're gonna go. So let's get into it. Alright, so let's start by going into our project's directory and serving the project. So let's give it a second to fire it up. Alright, there we go. Our project is running. This is where we left off. We have our home screen, and when we click and go to level 1, it shows the debug text, it shows the image directory, and we can click on individual images to show what's behind that card. So let's jump into some code. Alright, so the first thing we're gonna do is we stopped in the select card function. So we're not doing much here yet, and this is where we'll spend the majority of our time today. So first off, what we're gonna do is let's add a variable called act1. Alright, and we'll set that to false, and this will basically control when we've committed the first act, which is selecting the first card. Alright, and now this code over here, we're gonna turn this into the actual code that's going to select the first card. So we can press tab to move it forward, and what we're gonna do is let's add a condition like this: if this dot select card 1 dot position is equal to -1 and act 1 is false, then we're gonna want to go ahead and execute this code here to set the first card and its corresponding value. Alright, now we need to add the code to control our second card selection, and we're actually gonna go ahead and put it above the first card selection, and there's a reason for that, and you'll understand a little bit later on. But let's start it off with some comment here: code to select the second card. Alright, and we're gonna do pretty much the same we did before. We'll do a condition, and we're gonna do select card 2 position is greater than -1. Select card 1 position. So basically we're checking if we have already selected the first card, and then we're gonna add and select card position 2 is equals to -1. Then we're gonna open the brackets here, and pretty much the same code here. Alright, so you can go ahead and copy this, paste it, and the other thing we're gonna do is set act 1 to true. At this point, we're gonna set up a condition to check if the cards match or not. So let's start off with some comments. If we have both cards selected, check for match or fail. And we're gonna set it up like this: if act 1, alright, so we're gonna check that this is true, and let's copy this over here, and this select card position is greater than -1, and we'll check that 2 is also greater than -1. And alright, so let's open the brackets now. So if both those conditions are true and we have the first act, then we're gonna do a timeout. And the reason for that is so that we have a few seconds to display both cards on the screen before either removing the cards in case they match or removing a life from the user in case they don't match. So the way we do that is set timeout like this, and then we do an empty function and open brackets. We're gonna put our code in here, but before that let's put 1 second because the game should be a little fast paced as well, so we'll leave it like that and we'll put our code in here. Alright, now if the cards match, do this. So, and then we'll do otherwise, take a life and reset. Okay, so this is so we can get things already in the right state of mind. So we'll do if this dot select card 1 value is equal to this dot select card 2 value, then we'll open a bracket here. That means the cards match. Alright, and then we'll do a else like that in case the cards don't match. So if the cards match, for now let's just go ahead and do this dot debug text equals to cards match like that. Okay, and we'll go ahead and do a this dot reset select. I don't know if you guys remember, but we set up this function previously to go ahead and reset the selected cards. So now you guys can see where it comes into play. And otherwise we'll do this dot debug text equals cards don't match. Alright, and we're gonna go ahead and reset the selection anyway. Alright, like so. Okay, now because we're doing this, we have to get rid of this guy over here, otherwise this text is just gonna override whatever we do here. So let's go ahead and delete this like that, and at this point we should go and save this. Now let's see how it runs over here. So we go ahead, select one card, and let's select another one. Oh, and it's only showing the first card. Oh, that's because we don't have the HTML for the second card at this moment. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. While we're at it, we should also add some comments here. Let's do show card background. Okay, and then we'll do show card 1 selected like that. And for the card selected, we don't need this click function. I don't know why I left this here last time. So let's get rid of this. Now we need to copy this bad boy here like that, and we'll do show card 2, and we need to change this from 1 to 2, of course. And yeah, this looks good, so let's save it and let's try the program once more. So there's a strawberry. Alright, and for some reason it's still not working, but everything looks right. Let's go back here into the JavaScript and oh, there it is. So we actually never, because we copy and pasted it, we never actually changed this from 1 to 2. So we need to make sure this is 2. And now let's try the script. So there's the first card and there's the second one, and you can see after 1 second they go right back into showing the background, and it says cards don't match. And if we check like that, oh, where's the peach? Oh, there it is. Boom, says cards match. Cool. So we got our code working so far. Now let's continue. Now we need to introduce a new variable and a new argument to our select card function in order to control the flow of the program better. So let's go all the way to the top here. Alright, and we're gonna call this public select old position. We'll start it off with -1, store old position. And now going back to the select card function, we need to do the I variable here, and we also need to add that over here. Now if you guys will remember, we set I to be the index basically of the cards array. So what's going on here? Why do we need this? Well, looking at our program here, we're shuffling these cards, right? But we still need to keep track of the actual array position. And that's going to be important when we match the cards and we have to remove them. Alright? So that's why we need to pass I to the function as well. So let's go ahead and save both of these. And over here in our first card selection, we're gonna go ahead and store this information into the old position. So let's make that save I. Alright. And now where the cards match, we're gonna go ahead and put some code to remove those two cards from the array. So we're gonna do like this dot cards array dot splice, and that is the method that's gonna be useful to remove both of the cards from the array. And that's where I comes into play as well, right? So because we're shuffling these cards at the beginning of the game, we need the actual I position, which is going to correspond to 0, 1, 2, basically the exact location of that card inside of the array. So let's do splice, and then we use the old position selected like that, and we do 1, then we do position, and the position is going to be the old position. Oops. Oh, there we go. And the value is going to be -1. So keep that in mind. We start the variables off with -1, and once we match the cards, well, once the user matches the cards, they're gonna go back to being set as -1. Alright, so let's put the semicolon, So that's one of the cards, and now we need to splice the other card, which is the one where the position is gonna be the current I variable. So that's why we only need to store one of the old positions, because we already have the current position for the selected card number 2. Alright, so let's do the splice again over here, and we'll do I1, and then we do position I, and value -1. So let me check they both look the same. Alright, so we're setting the correct positions, and we're setting both of them to -1. Cool. Now down here, what we want to do, we want to remove a life. So let's do this dot user life -1. Alright, now let's go to the HTML here, and here let's get rid of this. We don't need this anymore, and we'll do user life, and we'll display the user life so we know how many tries they have left. Alright, and one last thing we're gonna need is, let's copy this over here. We're gonna need to show a hidden card. So once we match 2 cards, we're gonna have to display like a blank card so that it appears as if both cards have been eliminated from the screen. So let's copy that, and down here we're gonna do show hidden card, and we can get rid of the source, I think, and I think we can just do if, let's get rid of this as well, if c dot value equals -1, we can remove the click as well. We don't need that. And yeah, I think, yeah, this looks good. Keep in mind we want to have the same style. So if you have like 80 pixels here for the width and height, you want to keep it the same, otherwise it's gonna look a little weird once you run the application. So let's go ahead, save and run it. Okay, it shows the user life now. Now let's try to match one of these. So cherry here. Okay, so let's do cherry, cherry. Alright, there we go. So it does match, but it still shows the border. Oh yeah, we're missing the visibility, and let's do hidden like that. Now let's try again. Grape, cherry, peach. Love me some peach. Come on, man. Alright, let's get that peach. Boom. There we go. That's how you want it to look. Exactly like that. Alright, now as you can see, our game looks almost playable, but if we continue selecting cards here, our life goes to 0, then it's -1, and it keeps subtracting, right? So we need a function to go ahead and restart the game. Alright, so let's do it down here. We'll do function to restart the game, and we'll call it restart game. Alright, and basically what we need is pretty much this code over here. So we can cut this, and inside over here we'll just put the function I forgot to do this. Yeah, this dot restart game. And now we can just go ahead and paste this over here. We're missing though. Oh yeah, we need to set the life back to 4. And by the way, I don't know that 4 is an appropriate amount of tries to match all the cards. This is something we'll have to play and fine tune along the way. And oh yeah, we also need to do this bad boy over here. We gotta reset the selections like that. And what are we missing? Oh yeah, here we need to put a condition. So let's do if this dot user life is less or equal to 0, this dot restart game. So let's save this and let's try it out. Three tries. Boom, we got one. Pear, strawberry, peach, peach. Oh, we got 2 cards. Pear. Oh, there was a pear here. Yes. And apple, strawberry, 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 cherry. No, we lost. And it starts right back up again. But the game is working. It's gonna be a wrap for part 2. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. There's still another 1 or 2 parts to come for this project. And I'll see you next time.